Being on TV has changed my life because I get lots of free stuff.
What's up, world? It's Ray J. Now listen, you might know me for a lot of things. Music, reality TV. Oh, and you might also know me for my Y'all stole all that money from my sister, and the court granted my sister to win, and y'all had to pay my sister back. Oh, and you might also know me for my stay with me and Kim Kardashian. Order it. Put some money in my pocket.
How much have you made off the tape?
I don't even know. It's still making money now.
That was the first time something like that ever happened, wasn't it?
Right, and then everyone's followed suit with intentional ones.
Right.
I think that I'm famous for probably, I don't know, Hollywood girl fame is kind of different. That's a tough question.
Y'all stole like $850,000 from my sister. This on my kids. Y'all got caught. Y'all was guilty. Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the mother and said, hey, we're gonna go with the first one because the first one is better.
Did you help Kim release her sex tape?
No.
True.
Of course it's true!
After Kris Jenner went on live and just blatantly lied with a fraud lie detector, dude, like that's where the buck stopped.
I had to go to LA and come back. So I just traveled to get something for Kim.
You got me. All of this tape back.
Oh my God.
The truth is that Ray J never had this tape, so that computer scene was a bunch of crap.
You know, and Kim has denied that she had anything to do with the release before, blah, blah, blah. Well, Ray J went and pulled out the receipts. He basically showed the world on IG the contract that he signed with Vivid Entertainment.
Kim Kardashian got her handwriting and her fingerprints all over my contract.
Why did you make a tape? Because I was horny and I felt like it.
So, a relatively unknown couple in the public eye at the time, a sex tape that launched an empire, and its resurgence 15 years later with brand new damning allegations of fraud, misconduct, and the manipulation of hundreds of millions of people. With newly surfaced legal documents, never before seen video recordings, and hush money, everyone is talking about Kim Kardashian versus Ray J versus Kris Jenner, not knowing the truly sinister things happening in the background, which is what we're gonna uncover here today. But first, oh hi there, hello, hi, it's my face again, Swoop, 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 hi. So this is part 3 of an ongoing series I'm doing, digging through the shady ass scams, frauds, and businesses of the Kardashians and Jenners and the impact these scams have had on society. Now, last week I uncovered the dark truths about Kris Jenner. Have you seen it? It is linked below because what the fuck? Also, if you're seeing me for the first time, welcome. I'm a filmmaker and make documentaries on unsolved cases, true crime, and social media influencers who abuse their power and manipulate audiences because, as I always say, it's not drama, it's dangerous. So if you're into mind-bending deep dives that tell stories from a fresh perspective that also give you some practical resources to help you in your own lives, then that's what we do here. We also dig deeper into the root psychology, and sometimes we take it to Petty University, which y'all, the new Petty University Dropout Collection has officially arrived. Y'all can tap the link in the description or the pinned comment to get your very own brand new pieces. I have been so blown away by your response to the new designs, and especially the varsity jacket, like wow. And we have matching sets with the most comfortable, best fitting jogger pants that I have ever worn in my life. And okay, because y'all have literally filled up my DMs, I have restocked some of the best-selling items from the previous collections, and we are now running our first ever Black Friday Cyber Monday sale on those. And this is just gonna be for a limited time, okay? And then they're gonna go back into the vault. You could tap the link in the description or the pinned comment and everything will ship in time for the holidays. And just thank you again for making my dream of having a clothing line come true for our community. I just love and appreciate you all so much. So like every Swoop doc, I'm gonna break this down into 3 parts: the tape, the impact, and the mastermind. It is an absolutely wild story. I was shocked when I was doing the research. So, you know, limber up, stretch, bitch, okay? Do your Kegels, whatever you gotta do. We're gonna jump straight into this, but let me first give a huge thank you to today's sponsor for making this possible along with y'all. And then let's dive into this Kardashian kerfuffle. I don't know about y'all, but whenever I would shave, I'd get horrible razor bumps. Like, I hate shaving so much. I'd get so much irritation and then just like wind up covering everything up. When I first found out about at-home devices, like, I didn't think that they would work, but honey. So I have been using the Kenzie IPL hair removal handset at home for quite a while now, and I just love the results. Like, I never thought that I would be able to have silky smooth, hairless legs and armpits and like everything in between. Now, it takes about 12 weeks to get the full results, but now my hair grows back way slower and finer. I hardly ever have to shave, and the best part is, like, I don't get razor burn. So IPL means intense pulse light, which converts light energy to heat, which targets your body hair. So out of the box, you get the IPL handset, a long 9-foot cord, instructions, and please pay attention to the skin color chart as the intensity level is based on your tone. Now, to use it, you just plug it in and press the green lit button to turn it on, then press the green button to increase or decrease the intensity level, which you can check with the lights. Then just press the pulse button to flash the hair away. Now, this could be used from your upper lip down. There's also a glide mode where you just press and hold the pulse button for 5 seconds to get automatic flashing and you glide away. Again, you can see the results in as little as 2 weeks, and then you'll have full hairless, silky smooth results in 12 weeks. And after that, you literally only have to use it once a month, and it takes just minutes. No more razor bumps, and it's just minutes. Yes to all of that. So go to my link below or kenzie.com, that's KENZZI.com, and use my code 50swoop to get $50 off the device. And they also offer interest-free payments, so visit kenzie.com and I'll see you in the land of glorious bump-free hairlessness. Treat yourself, you deserve it, honey. Okay, back to the doc.
Why did you make
Have you read this? Alexander Hamilton.
a sex tape? Because I was horny and I felt like it.
Since the dawn of time, humans have been, Marvin Gaye, getting it on. I mean, after all, without your parents getting down and their parents getting down, etc., you wouldn't even be here watching this docs. But when it comes to the wild, wacky world of sex tapes, things get a little more complicated. Now, before we introduce the stars of the show, let's break down what constitutes a sex tape and why on earth people love to film themselves doing the deed. And a quick disclaimer, I will unfortunately have to be censoring some words here, to please daddy platform. So moving forward, sex tape will be S tape, porn will be corn, sex will be S, and will be pump. I don't even know anymore. Okay, I'm so tired of having to censor, but we do what we gotta do. Okay, let's get into it.
Why did you make a sex tape? Because I was horny and I felt like it.
Okay, let's start off by dipping our censored toes into the kiddie pool and talk about what exactly an S tape is and where on earth they came from. So, according to the Collins Dictionary, an S tape is a recording of an S encounter, especially one involving a celebrity. And y'all, I know we're 30 seconds into this first segment, but already it's incredibly interesting to me that S tapes and celebrities are inherently linked. Even Wikipedia agrees, actually, defining celebrity S tapes as typically an amateur corn video recording involving one or more famous people which has intentionally or unintentionally been made available publicly. That's right, celebrity. No normal people here, okay? Sure, you and your partner can film a night of little bedroom fun, but apparently that's not quite an S tape. It's just a very intimate, home movie. So why do people do this? Now, like most things, the answer is a rousing, it depends. Like, a licensed S therapist explains it as people make S tapes for different reasons. Some tapes are private and just to be viewed by the couple, while others like to share their videos. It depends on what the people who make the videos are into. Now, Annabelle Knight, who is the S and relationships expert at Love Honey, has a similar theory. More people are filming themselves having S with their partner because it is fun. Let's face it, our whole lives are captured on our smartphones, so why not S too? Lots of couples get off on watching themselves afterwards on film and end up having S again because they're so... Is it getting hot in here or is it just me? Sorry, no, but another expert defines an S tape as a kind of S selfie of sorts, saying that it's not a new thing, it's just pleasies in the mirror for the digital age. There's something intensely intimate about self-aero, and there's something inherently essy about watching yourself when you're having it. It's all very meta. Now, can you imagine if that's all that the metaverse is? Like, Zuckerberg, okay, I hope you're taking notes, okay? You listening, Mark, okay? This is what the people want, clearly.
Hey, and welcome.
So S-tapes are a little scandalous, a little spicy, and a whole lot of fun for the parties involved. I mean, allegedly. I mean, how would I know? But why on earth does anyone care about what other people are doing in the bedroom other than, you know, professionals? Now, for that, we're going to have to give a quick history lesson. Maybe a musical number? You'll see what I mean.
The Reynolds pamphlet. Have you read this? Alexander Hamilton.
I mean, if you thought a music-loving bitch like myself wasn't about to drag Hamilton into this, you would be wrong. Nothing says S-tape like Hamilton. No, but seriously, the Reynolds pamphlet was actually the first S scandal in American history. I think all of this is just kind of fascinating, okay? So the year is 1791. We taking it all the way, all the way back, okay? Not even your grandma's grandma is, you know, the city, New York. Alexander Hamilton has stayed behind in the city to do some very important government work while his wife and kids are upstate. Now, for reference, the tracks in Hamilton are Say No to This and The Reynolds Project. Pretty sure that I can't play it here, so I'll just, just sing it in your head if you know it. Now, while Alexander is hard at work, he comes across Maria Reynolds, who weaves a tale of woe and financial destitution after her husband ups and leaves her behind. And Hamilton, being literally in charge of government money, hears her out, offering her a loan and giving her a little bit of extra, if you catch my drift, okay? He's a very charitable kind of giver, and they start an affair and are eventually caught and confronted. Now, I promise you, this is all going to tie to Kim Kardashian. You're like, what's going on? I'm getting a history lesson. It's very interesting history, but we're going to get there. Now, according to the Huffington Post, there are 3 basic responses to an S scandal. Admit it and resign your office, or nowadays candidacy. Stonewall and refuse to answer questions while denying everything and pointing the finger at the media and your accuser. Or admit the facts and try to move on. You know, it's the whole see you later, the Clinton, and the you got me. Those 3 options. So Hamilton chose the latter. Sorry, let me explain that a little better, okay? Hamilton chose to literally publish all of his misdeeds in a well-distributed pamphlet that read more like a steamy romance novel than a declaration of misdeeds. Like, this man really said 50 Shades of Grey, bitch! More like 50 Shades of Red, White, and Below Me. Am I right? Okay. Too far? Did I take that too far? Okay, I'll dial it down a little bit.
Ella.
Christian.
So Hamilton publishes what we know as the Reynolds pamphlet and what people back in the day knew as observations on certain documents contained in the number 5 and number 6 of the History of the United States for the year 1796. And since I know y'all want to know what the hell that even said, the charge against me is a connection with one James Reynolds for purposes of improper that word, speculation. Did I nail that word? I think so. Let's read on. My real crime is an amorous connection with his wife for a considerable time, with his privity and connivance, if not originally brought on by a combination between the husband and wife with the design to extort money from me. A lot of words. Translation: I didn't use government funds to pay off James. Instead, my actual crime was having an S relationship with James's wife, which was used to blackmail the absolute shit out of me after I admitted it to his literal face years ago, okay? So honesty didn't pay off. For this, I bow to the just censure which it merits. I have paid pretty severely for the folly and can never recollect it without disgust and condemnation. And again, translation, and this is all going when it makes sense. Okay, I had an affair, and yes, it was with another man's wife, but when I paid his subsequent blackmail demands off, I did so with my own money. This was the basis for all future S scandals, all the way up to Kim Kardashian and beyond. You nut up or shut up. And as we're about to learn, people want to be all up in a celebrity's business, especially if said business is allegedly leaked without their consent. And allegedly is going to be a big ass word here with the Kardashian story.
You've never seen it?
No.
It's fantastic. Did you make a mint off of that?
I made not $1.
Are you-
Weird lawyer men. I don't want to talk about my vagina anymore or public sex, anything.
So these days, S-tapes aren't common. Something about watching celebrities do the deed just doesn't hit the same, you know? But in the late 90s and early 2000s, this shit, like y'all's lip gloss, was poppin'. Now, in case you weren't aware, the 2000s were known as the naughties, both for the abundance of zeros in the new millennium and also for the dubbed raunchy ass shit that it produced. And no one set the stage better than Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Now, quick sidebar, while Rob Lowe, yes, that Rob Lowe, also had an S-tape scandal in the 80s, did you know that?
That, literally, is the most moving thing I've ever heard.
It didn't necessarily catapult him to fame like the ones we're going to be discussing here. I'm not saying it's because he was, you know, literally a male celebrity, but I mean, you can literally come to your own conclusion there.
Literally. It was literally just a small calzone.
In what would soon become the most notorious S-tape of humankind, newlywed Playboy model actress Pamela Anderson and literally Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee had their, shall we say, intimate moments stolen and broadcast across traditional media and the internet for all to see. Now, there is a whole ass TV show about this, but here is the quick and dirty. Pam and Tommy filmed themselves getting it on while on their honeymoon, and then later literally locking the tape away in a safe in their home.
Literally a battle for April's soul.
Which is where it should have stayed if a disgruntled employee that was working on their house didn't break in the safe and steal the tape to get revenge. Yeah, gives a whole new meaning to revenge porn, doesn't it? Actually, you know what? While we're here, the little quick sidebar for some learning, let's quickly define revenge porn, since that's going to be a recurring theme here. So revenge porn is defined as revealing or explicit images or videos of a person posted on the internet, typically by a former S partner without the consent of the subject and in order to cause them distress or embarrassment. So with Pam and Tommy Lee, the contractor steals their tape and starts shopping it around without the consent of Pam and or Tommy, eventually selling it underground until IEG buys the rights. Now, the earnings, nearly $80 million. 80 million, which that, okay, we're talking back in the day, okay? We remember we back in the noughties, the 2000s noughties. So, I mean, $80 million back then was like a modern day equivalent of like, I don't know, like $1 bajillion. And it was eventually ordered to be split with the victims to avoid a lawsuit. Now, again, I know that we're building up to the Kim K and Ray J tape, which is just wow. But I do want to really highlight that this S tape in particular was damaging not only to Pam and Tommy's relationship, but Pam's career as an actress and even their family. Like, Pam explains it in her own words, saying in an interview with Andy Cohen,
Did you make a mint off of that?
I made not $1.
I thought you guys made a deal.
Property. No, we made a deal to stop the shenanigans and stop all the, like, I was 7 months pregnant with Dylan and I was thinking it was affecting the pregnancy, the stress, and I said, I'm not going to court anymore, I'm not being deposed anymore by these horny, weird lawyer men. I don't want to talk about my anymore or public sex, anything.
Anyways, we'll get into the sleut shaming later, but y'all, this shit is rough. And Paris Hilton's story, remember that one? Hers is kind of more of the same. So in 2003, an S tape titled One Night in Paris began circulating widely, catching the attention of nearly everyone with a dial-up internet connection and like 61 minutes to spare. Now, if that year seems somewhat important, it is, because The Simple Life would premiere in December. It was a big year for Paris Hilton, and not in the way that she expected, at least that we know about. And the tape in question was filmed in what can assume to be a, night vision depicting the then 19-year-old Paris and her 30-something-year-old boyfriend, Rick Salomon. Now, if that honestly didn't give you the ick, it's going to get even worse. By 2004, the tape was being distributed via VHS and DVD by Red Light Video, going so far as to win best-selling title of the year at the 2005 AVN Awards. I mean, they're literally giving this shit awards. Because according to Paris, the tape was released without her consent, with the added complication that she was out of it, i.e., using ecstasy at the time of filming, which of course then gets into whether she was even able to consent to anything that happened that night, let alone filming it. Now, Paris sued Rick for the tape, of which he allegedly made $10 million, but it's unclear whether or not Paris made any money from the suit. Now, in 2017, Paris summed it up saying, "That's one thing that really angers me when I hear it, because I never ever received $1 from that video." But with the tape and the premiere of her new show, Paris was quickly catapulted into superstardom, becoming more than just another American socialite. And you know who was by her side? Our girl and the star of this video, Kim Kardashian.
Would you be where you are had there not been a sex tape?
I think that's how I was definitely introduced to the world.
It's been the best to me.
All right, I thought this would be a good time to put on the varsity jacket. I love this. All right, so at this point, y'all, if you don't know who Kim Kardashian and Ray J are, I'm gonna just need to know how you pulled that off, because a bitch can't seem to get through a week without hearing about Kim Kardashian like every 2 to 3 business days, okay? But for the sake of covering all of the bases, allow me to introduce our superstars. So Kim Kardashian, media mogul, entrepreneur, reality star, and pretty questionable public figure. If you haven't watched my previous doc about her and her many lawsuits, lies, and alleged frauds, go do that, because bitch, there's just too much to summarize about what's been going on with her. But for a little backstory before we dive face down, ass up into this mess, let me get y'all up to speed on Kim and Ray J. So way back when Kim was running her closet organization business on eBay and working almost exclusively with celebrities, one of her clients was Brandy, as in the Brandy, Cinderella Brandy, I wanna be effing down Brandy, that Brandy. So Miss Brandy has a younger brother, the one, the only, William Ray Norwood Jr., aka Ray J. Now, Ray J started off as an actor, landing commercials here and there at the ripe old age of 8, before getting cast on the Sinbad show in the late 90s, later joining his sister on the cast of Moesha. At 14, Ray J got signed to Elektra Records, which he was dropped from 2 years later because, I don't know, he was a literal child, with his debut album, Everything You Want, peaking at number 25 in the charts. Now, in 2001, Ray J released his second album with Atlantic Records at the ripe age of 19, which is coincidentally when he also crosses paths with none other than Kimberly Noel Kardashian. So in 2002, the ill-fated romance begins, and they fell hard and fast, with Ray J saying, "It was so many different things about her, but let me say that beyond the love, I felt like she had star quality, and I felt like she could be really big, so it happened. I got a lot of respect for Kim." Aw, isn't that just so sweet? So the two lovebirds do what any lovebirds do. They go to Cabo for Kim's birthday, stay at a fancy-ass resort, and film themselves making sweet, sweet romancy things to each other, until they break up in 2006. Tragic. But 2006 was also 2 years after dear old friend Paris's S-tape hit the internet, and coincidentally saw rumors start swirling around about the potential existence of a tape of Kim. Seriously, on Hollywood Scoop, Kim herself was quoted as saying, wait, I feel like I gotta put it in my Kim voice. "There is no tape. It is false. So there you have it. Sorry to disappoint you fellas, but you won't be seeing homemade corn from this hottie." I just realized, because I have to censor it, saying homemade corn is makes the whole shit even funny. "You won't be seeing homemade corn from this hottie, no." You might see some Brussels sprouts, maybe some asparagus, some Pillsbury Doughboy muffins if you're lucky, but not corn. Sorry y'all. Okay, yeah, some things really don't age well, do they?
Would you be where you are had there not been a sex tape?
You know, I think that's how I was definitely introduced to the world, so I'd like to think that I'm, you know, aware. I'm not naive to that fact that that's pretty much how I was introduced to the world.
All right, so on January 11th, 2007, the Kim K and Ray J S tape hit the internet, and Kim was, as she says, introduced to the world. Now, while it was later brought by Vivid for distribution, the idea that it was leaked felt, how do you say? Oh yeah, sus as hell. According to a 2007 interview with Glamour, Kim explains, I moved in with my mom and Ray J moved in with his sister, and all of the stuff from our house went into storage. The tape was in a camera bag. I forgot about it. I don't know how, but clearly the tape fell into the wrong hands. How's my Kim impersonation doing? It's really great with like the whole C19 shit too. Look y'all, okay, so we're dealing with the Kardashians of all people, right? The masters of media manipulation, if you will. And while I can see an ex-partner releasing literal revenge porn or a disgruntled employee, no one at this time really knew who Kim and Ray J were. Like, call me Sebastian, but something seems fishy, okay? Especially because literally in the first episode of Keeping with the Kardashians, Kim mentions the S-tape, sending the ratings sky high. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Tyra Banks has asked me to be on her show next week, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love Tyra.
I know. How cool would that be? There's just one little catch.
What?
You'd have to talk about the tape.
Now, this isn't the first time that the tape will be mentioned on a Kardashian television show, but it does give us a little bit of insight into the effect the tape had on Kim. Now, at the time, her statement was, this tape, which was made 3 years ago and was meant to be something private between myself and my then boyfriend, is extremely hurtful, not only to me, but to my family as well. And then, of course, she went on to pose for Playboy that same year and built a literal empire based on her sex appeal.
Kim, you're doing amazing.
Instead of all these stereotypes that people make up.
It's been the best to me. There you go.
But what about Ray J? Well, according to his ex, Kareen Staffer, he really believed, really in his heart of hearts believed that this S-tape was going to finally make him white girl famous. This is the quote. It's a different kind of famous. White girls can do anything and be famous. A white girl could slip and fall in the middle of Rodeo Drive and all of a sudden she's a star. Black women can't do that, and certainly black men can't do that, and white men can't do that. Oh honey, the ways in which I can relate to that sentiment, but that's for another video, okay? So the question is, how did Kim Kardashian Superstar, that's the name of the tape, Kim Kardashian Superstar, make Kim Kardashian a superstar? Well, it turns out there's more to this S-tape than meets the eye. But before we get into that, let's take a quick detour now. There's something we need to talk about real quick, and that is slut shaming.
I now hold the opinion that Kim Kardashian is a prostitute, and I'm not going to edit this opinion. Kim Kardashian is a prostitute. Her mother is a pimp.
With any S related to anything, there's always a certain amount of negative opinions that get thrown around, and then mix that with someone having the whole wheat toast with honey and fresh berries audacity to be a woman or a person of color, and you've got yourself a big pile of bullshit, okay? Welcome to the wild, inane, horrible world of shaming. It all goes downhill from here. And y'all, I don't even know if I can say that word around here. It is so annoying. So I'm going to call it slut shaming. Sleuths. I put a s, like internet sleuths. We're just gonna go with it. Now, real quick, given that a lot of places still use the binary when talking about anything S related, I will be doing my best to generalize wherever possible. So, according to Very Well, sleuths shaming is defined as a form of bullying where girls are targeted, often on social media, and bullied through degradation or humiliation of their S-uality. Slut shaming means ridiculing girls for the way they look, the way they dress, and their presumed level of S activity. It can also mean being criticized or punished for violating dress code policies by dressing in perceived S provocative ways, requesting access to birth control, having premarital, extramarital, casual, or promiscuous S, or engaging in S work. And this just reminds me of the time when I was in high school and I was sent home because I had on a spaghetti strap, and apparently that was just too damn tempting for the boys. Fond memories of those times. Anyways, like I mentioned, a lot of this is summed up in the sleut versus stud, female versus male rhetoric, but I did want to mention the impact it can have on the queer community as well. So Justin Peer, a licensed therapist, says that anyone can be the target of sleut shaming, but most often it's the young women in our society who are judged for their choices around S and S-uality. This type of criticism can also be aimed at gay men who may face judgment around behaviors that society, including parts of gay male culture itself, considers S-ual promiscuity. Not surprisingly, in the midst of our patriarchal, heteronormative society, straight men are rarely chastised for these very same behaviors. So, yay, straight men. You win again. Not to say that they can't be the target of a sleuting. It's like a walk-by sleuting. Someone says something to you and just, okay, whatever. But for non-binary and trans individuals, it gets even more dangerous with S violence against them continually being on the rise. So let's break down the sleut versus the stud and some of the lesser known factors that play a role in these labels. I'm going to show you two different celebrities side by side. Which one do you think was branded a sleut and which one was branded a stud? In 2007, the same exact year that like Kim's S-tape came out, Vanessa Hudgens' nude photos were leaked when she was just 18 years old. Forced to make a statement, she apologized to her fans, with Disney shaming her publicly for a lapse in judgment. Years later, she reflected on the trauma, saying that it was a really traumatizing thing for me. It's really effed up that people feel like they are entitled enough to share something that personal with the world. As an actor, you completely lose all grip of your own privacy, and it's really sad. What a sleut. Oh my gosh, just such a sleut, you nasty little sleut. No, but for real, like this shit just like really makes me sad. Like, can you imagine being at that time, being 18 years old and someone leaking your most intimate things and you're forced to apologize for it while you're being shamed by your employer for someone else who abused you by doing this? It's fucking gross. Okay. Anyways, so in a similar vein, Orlando Bloom in 2016 was photographed by the paparazzi paddleboarding nude with Katy Perry. And when addressing the situation 3 years later, because he didn't have to say anything right then, Orlando made a joke saying, "It is really not that big. Things are extended on cameras with a big telescopic lens. That was an optical illusion." What a stud. No apology necessary, no shame, just jokes. And like it keeps going on. Like Britney Spears posing nude in a celebration of her body on her social media, being bullied for allegedly being a bad mother. Sleut. Channing Tatum snaps a nude photo in the makeup trailer and is congratulated on his body with no mention of his children. Stud. Gabrielle Union, who was hacked along with other celebrities in 2014 and had her nudes shared without her consent, was made fun of by white male comedians for not making it hard enough for hackers to get their photos. What a sleut. But if even the elite are sleut shamed, then what does that mean for everyone else in the world? You know, the regular humans, the peasants watching this at 2 a.m. while snacking on some Oreos. Okay, I see you little peasant, you. I'm just kidding. It turns out this is actually happening everywhere. According to a study by the American Association of University Women, sleut shaming is one of the most common forms of S harassment affecting students in middle and high school. 1 in 4 middle school students has experienced unwanted verbal or physical harassment of an S nature at school. 1 in 4. y'all. And once literal children grow up and get to college, it continues. A study by sociologists Elizabeth Armstrong and Laura Hamilton found that economic inequality was one of the key driving factors when women talked about S behavior in comparison to other women. So let me explain, like, y'all are just gonna be shook by this. I thought it was fascinating and just like awful and all of the things. In their study, students were split into groups based on economic status, with wealthier women in one group and working class women in another. And this study was done over 5 whole grain, gluten-free ass years, from freshman year to 1 year out of post-grad. Now, based on their findings, the rich women tended to view casual S as problematic only when it was done outside of steady relationships, and even then, only when it included V intercourse. Meanwhile, frequent hooking up, which to them included kissing and oral, did not a sleut make. The poorer women, by contrast, were unaware that hooking up, in the parlance of the rich women, excluded V intercourse. They also tended to think all S and hookups should occur primarily within a relationship. So in a weird way, the two classes of women might have secretly been on the same page, but here's the kicker. The two classes of women also defined sluttiness differently, but neither definition had much to do with S behavior. The rich ones saw it as trashiness, or anything that implied an inability to dress and behave like an upper middle class person. And these wealthier women ironically took part in more hookups throughout college. Now, for the less wealthy set, they noticed they weren't granted the same freedoms. And this is the kicker, because, and I quote, "The wealthier women, meanwhile, seemed unfazed by accusations of sluttiness if they came from their lower status peers." Think of Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian, for whom public displays of S-uality were the rocket fuel on which they jetted to fame. So even if both groups of women, both adults and well within the age of consent, had S or hooked up with the same number of people, the wealthier women would have been seen as less of a sleut in comparison to their poor peers, solely based on their or their family's income. Delightful. So rich privilege literally also dictates your level of sluttiness and how the world sees you, if you are a sleut or not. And it doesn't take me, Professor Petty, to tell you that sleut shaming is dangerous. Now, the effects of sleut shaming can include anxiety, depression, thoughts of unaliving, actually unaliving oneself, EDs, and so much more. And people don't forget about it either. Like, literally, me with the wearing the spaghetti straps, I still remember what the principal called me in to talk to me. I still remember that. I don't remember like 99% of the people's names that I went to school with, but I remember that moment. And Pamela Anderson spoke out about the impact her S-tape being leaked had, saying, "It was great sitting through depositions where old men would hold up pictures of me naked in P-Boy and ask why I'd even care that the tape was out there. I couldn't handle it. It got to a point where I could not go to another deposition with these sweaty old guys asking me about my S life. I can't even imagine." Now, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this, y'all. Sleut shaming is horrible. I've been a victim of it myself, not just the school example, but other things. And it can almost feel like you don't own your body anymore, like you're completely detached. And I just wanna take a moment and say, if you've ever been the victim of something like revenge porn or slut shaming and made to feel like trash, or like it's your fault, or like you did something wrong, please, please always remember, you did nothing wrong. It's not your fault. Someone else weaponizing your own body and what you consensually do with your own body against you is their shame, not yours. You are a beautiful, unique, valid, worthy human being who deserves to feel safe living living in your own body, and anyone who tries to take that from you, anyone who tries to shame you for your own body, is a piece of garbage who is not only rotten inside of their own insecurities, but not worthy of even knowing you, let alone trying to take control of your own body from you. You are amazing, and you can press through this trauma. I know how difficult it can be, and you can do it in your own time and no one else's. That's all that matters, and I am standing in your corner. Please reach out and speak to someone. You've heard me talk about the RAIN hotline before. It is a great place to start, or you can even try the Unaliving hotline if things feel unbearable, and I promise you will get through this. I'm here with you.
He got me all of the stuff back.
Oh my god.
And he flew home and got the computer was on the hard drive.
Okay, so we're going to now break down the most alarming parts around this story and all the new allegations. But real quick, I want to give a huge thank you to our sponsor, Geology, who has literally changed my skincare game so much. You're gonna love it. So I got a question for y'all. Did you know that using shampoo might actually be damaging your hair, and you should probably be doing a co-wash instead? Like, more often than not, shampoo strips your hair of the essential oils your scalp produces using harsh chemicals and can leave your scalp super dry and damaged. I know a thing or two about dry and damaged, but y'all fear not, there is a brilliant solution. I'm talking about Geology's Custom Control Hair Care Co-Wash. And yes, I am talking about the same Geology who you know and love, who has like a bazillion awards and over 5,000 5-star reviews for being like the best personalized skincare in the game. So a co-wash is a specially formulated cream cleanser that removes buildup and cleanses your hair without damaging lather, harsh ingredients, or stripping your hair of its natural oils. We all know that good hair comes from the roots, and a co-wash focuses on cleansing and nourishing your scalp by using friction and scrubbing motions to remove dirt, keeping you clean and damage-free. It also puts you in 100% in control based on how much product you use, how long you use it, and how often you apply it. Geology's co-wash is formulated without harsh ingredients. They're great for all hair types and are color safe. Switching to a co-wash has been one of the best things that I have done for my hair. Like, seriously, if you just click the link in the description, you'll take a 30-second diagnostic quiz about your skin and your hair goals, and their team of dermatologists will design a personalized routine just for you that ships right to your front door. It is that easy. Now, the co-wash comes in 2 formulas: the cooling hair wash with tea tree and aloe, and the smoothing hair co-wash with avocado and coconut, which I am obsessed with. So to get the gorgeous, healthy skin and hair that you deserve, click the link below or head to geology.com and use code SWOOP70 and take their free skin and hair care diagnostics to get 70% off a skincare trial and 30% off the co-wash. geologie.com, or click the link below to save 70% off your 30-day skincare trial and 30% off the co-wash, because self-care is important and you deserve it, honey. Okay, back to the doc. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the distribution, the lawsuit, and the overall messiness surrounding the Kim Kardashian Ray J tape. Now, 1 month after Kim Kardashian superstar was released, Kim filed a lawsuit against Vivid Entertainment, the company distributing the film. Now, according to Vivid, they had bought the film from a third party, alleging that they paid millions, but it gets wilder from there. According to Vivid co-chairman Stephen Hirsch, "We are comfortable that we have the legal right to distribute this video despite what others may say. We have been around for 20 years, and if we didn't feel comfortable putting it out, we wouldn't." And you know, just a little insignificant factoid for everyone out there. In order to legally distribute an tape, or any tape, the people featured within it are required to sign consent forms, meaning that once the lawsuit was dropped, or even before then, Kim and Ray J, or their authorized representatives, gave Vivid their signatures. So somehow, at some point, the lovers signed a contract allowing the tape to be distributed, and since tapes were having a pop culture moment, it made sense to try and capitalize on it. So why did Kim even try to sue? Now, author Ian Halpern claims that the Kardashian lawsuit was nothing more than an attempt to portray herself as a victim of an unscrupulous theft, or Ray J himself. charming, faking the victim, about revenge porn. Pretty significant thing, if you ask me. Now, y'all, I looked at the lawsuit. It was flimsy at best. It's like, not only did Kim claim that the tape was being sold without her consent, but she didn't even name Ray J as a defendant or plaintiff in the suit, meaning that if she were to win, it would all be her money and her money alone, bitch. Like, she cut Ray J out of all of the profits, just like your auntie be cutting you out if you don't show up to Sunday church. Okay, she like, I'm cutting you out of the will. You didn't come for Jesus, then you ain't coming for my money. But the rumor has it, once the talks turned to said money, she called in a favor. According to the Daily Mail, which I know, but hear me out, okay? According to the Daily Mail, Kim initially just wanted the tape to disappear, be wiped off the face of the internet, be, I don't know, like Thanos snapped into non-existence, but Kim also had a close friend that may have advised her otherwise. Girl Gone Wild creator Joseph R. Francis. What a classy guy. By consulting someone already in the industry, Kim was able to negotiate a payment of $4.5 million for giving her consent for the S-tape. That is $3.5 million more than what the tape was originally purchased for. Talk about a negotiation. But this is old news, right? She eventually settled and the tape lives on, seared into our brains for the rest of our lives. End of story, right? Unfortunately, no. Somehow, 15 years later, we're still talking about this S-tape and Swoop is doing a Swoop doc. And Ray J, he just blew this thing wide open. And we're talking, you know, like Michael Bay and all the unnecessary explosions in every movie ever blew this thing open.
What's up, world? It's Ray J. Now listen, you might know me for a lot of things. Music, reality TV. Oh, and you might also know me for my dick.
So Kris Jenner, Kim, was over here making millions off of something she supposedly wanted to yeet itself off the face of the planet, and Ray J was just like around, and it wasn't exactly Playboy centerfolds and reality TV for Ray J either. Like, according to him, I thought my career was literally over as I saw it. At the time, I thought my life and money might be over because you can't be respected once you get into a certain world that involves S. Yeah, not exactly the white girl fame that he was hoping for, and the blame that he was the third party to leak the tape to Vivid only made matters worse. Remember, he was actually like blamed for this. I felt suicidal because when you know something's real and it's true and you're watching a whole family create an empire from a lie they've created, it's heartbreaking and disrespectful to all the entertainers who have been honest and true to their craft. Because of what they made me, I'm not allowed to be in those places. Now, for what it's worth, Ray J did go on to have some success, but it pales in comparison to the Kardashian empire. Now, we'll get into his career in the years following the S-tape, but let me whet your appetite a little. In 2007, Ray J signed a multi-million-dollar album deal with DECAY 34, releasing All I Feel in 2008. First single, Sexy Can I? He then went on to star in Dark Christmas, his own VH1 reality show For the Love of Ray J in 2009, and later Brandy and Ray J, a family business in 2010. In 2013, he re-entered the music scene with another single and then moved on to host multiple reality game shows and series before ending up on season 19 of Celebrity Big Brother.
What's up, world? It's Ray J. Now listen, you might know me for a lot of things. Music, reality TV. Oh, and you might also know me for my dick.
Well, that's one way to make an entrance. Honestly, I don't know what it is with men and that cursed show, but okay, moving on. You know what, actually, okay, I think it's time we take this man to Petty University, okay? Roll the intro.
And guess what? The third for the second they've been trying to play me on, that shit called Santa Barbara. Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the mother and said, hey.
So since the S-tape was released, Ray J has also released not one, not two, but 3 songs capitalizing on his bedroom rendezvous with Kim in the name of all things petty. And if his allegations are true, then bitch, I'm here for it, okay? I have been waiting, so let's get into all of this. So we'll start off with his most known single and what I affectionately refer to as a song about being the king of consent. We're talking about Sexy Can I? Now, I can actually play the song here, so allow me to do a dramatic reading of the lyrics, okay? Sexy can I? Just pardon my manners. Girl, how you shake it, gotta play her like, oh, it's a Kodak moment. Let me go and get my camera. All I wanna know is sexy can I? Can we just, Ray J, come here, Ray J, bring it in. Come in a little closer, bring it in. A Kodak moment, Ray J, really? William Ray Norwood Jr., sir, we talked about this, William Ray, okay? Sweet baby child, we all know who you are and are intimately aware of you hitting it from the front and hitting it from the back. But you know what? If Kris and Kim gonna do him dirty and take advantage of him and then blame him, painting him to be the villain and make millions off of this and then create an empire, then maybe he was in the right all along with making these songs. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So Ray J wasn't done. Like, he, like fine wine or stinky cheese, aged his pettiness to the point of absolute savagery. Like, he is a doctoral candidate at Petty University. Now, have you heard I hit it first? No? Okay, allow me the pleasure. Dramatic reading once again. She might move on to rappers and ball players, but we all know I hit it first. I had her head going north and her ass going south, but now baby chose to go west. Girl, I'll get it wet, jacuzzi. And if you were to come back to me, girl, we'd make another movie. Ray J. No, I don't know, man. I think Ray J may have out-pettied Professor Petty, okay? Let me sit down and take some notes, okay? Let me take a lesson, okay? You wanna teach a class, Ray J? And finally, the piece de resistance, the magnum opus, the realization that maybe, just maybe, this was a bad idea. We have Never Shoulda Did That, third song, which, spoiler, is about quite literally all of the things this man never should have done. It is a musical confession. It is almost genius with this gem shoved right on in there. And I quote, "F***ing bitches on camera shouldn't have did that shit." I'm a class dismissed. But the thing is, all of these came out before Ray J's world was about to get rocked once again, because Lil Miss Kris Jenner had a lie detector date with James Corden, and who was watching it? Ray J. And our petty king Ray J didn't like what he saw. Ray J decided that it was time to tell the whole messy, ugly truth about what really went down in 2002.
And I'm looking at somebody mama lying and just really just laughing at make me look stupid when you know you was the mastermind, and then go out to dinner later.
So now, after 15 years, we've finally come essentially to present day, and on September 8th, 2022, Kris and Kylie Jenner participated in a segment on the James Corden's late night show. Now, the segment in question, a lie detector test in front of a live studio audience. And y'all, if you thought that James, Mr. I should have probably passed on doing cats, Corden, wasn't gonna stir the pot, you'd be wrong. So very wrong.
Then I've lunched at the tube on cabbage.
Now, after introducing John Leo Grogan, a supposed world-renowned examiner, which we will get into that, who would be assessing their responses, Kris was hooked up to the totally real and not at all proven to be easily tricked machine. You know what, actually, we're gonna experience this together, okay? Grab something to drink, get an extra snack if you need to, and saddle up.
Are you ready for this next question?
I don't know.
I'm gonna show it to Kylie just to see her reaction.
I'm sweating. Oh my God.
Okay.
It's the build for me.
Did you help Kim release her sex tape?
Oh shit.
No. No.
True. Of course it's true.
Thank you.
Of course it's true.
Of course it's true, of course, clearly. Ray J sure doesn't seem to think so. Turns out that he also watched this episode and he had some thoughts. In a post on Instagram that has since been taken down, the number of times that I've said that, Ray J called this segment, and I quote, a janky fake lie detector test, and went on to do his own digging into the so-called expert that Corden hired, finding out that he attended unspecified multiple lie detector academies and has a whopping 2.5 rating on an unclaimed Yelp account. He also made a video in 2012 with AOL about how to literally cheat a lie detector test. So, you know, there's that. Classy.
Hi, I'm John Grogan. I'm a polygraph examiner, and you've got lies.
As Ray J put it, this is the dude Kris Jenner had take her lie detector test to make me look like a liar. And what's more sad is the network allowed it to happen. Everybody is getting sued for defamation. So the dam has bust wide open, and Ray J was about to air all of the Kardashians' dry cleaned laundry. Okay, they don't have dirty laundry. Rich people, billionaires, just all dry clean. So let's take a moment and go through his multiple online Instagram videos and his lives together, shall we?
I don't know what the you think this is, but you have with the wrong person. Period. You have with the wrong black person. Period. You don't with the wrong black man. Oh no, you don't with the wrong one. I was just gonna handle this shit legally, right? And just hit you in court and just get what I'm deserved from all of y'all being foul and trying to defame me and trying to make me look bad. When you know what's up. In 1 hour, I'm having them send everything I got. We going through receipts tonight, Kris. We going through receipts tonight, Kim.
Ray J kicked it off strong, honey, from the chest, from the loin. They just went past the chest, he went straight to the loins. Ray J is just pissed off, and I think for good reason, and he's mentioned multiple times, it has been 15 years of the Kardashians having unheard of success, with him being left in the dust. And for what? For him to take the fall? For him to be the villain of their fabricated story? Now, on Saturday, September 10th, 2022, Ray J jumped on Instagram Live to set the record straight.
And I'm looking at somebody mama lying and just really just laughing at me like, you're gonna try to crush my career, make me look stupid when you know you was the mastermind, and then go out to dinner later and eat with your rich friends, huh? It's just like, well, we over again. We always Ray over. He's our little scapegoat when we want to just feel like we special and somebody hurt us.
Y'all, going into research for this doc, I really didn't think I'd be coming out sympathizing with Ray J. These are not words that I ever thought that I'd be saying. But if his allegations are true, and we'll look at the alleged documents, then to me, this really shines a light on the vast extent that not only Kim Kardashian went, but that her mother Kris Jenner went to manipulate hundreds of millions of people over the last 15 years, and are still doing it at the expense of this man, and I think that's pretty gross.
Y'all sued Steve Hirsch, that's a lie. $5 million, you never got $5 million. You can't print those documents up, they don't exist. You never got no money from Steve, you got $400,000, just like I got $400,000. We signed the contract the same day. You got the same contract I got.
And then there's this bit of shocking information.
Except guess what? You rushed me to sign the contract because your mama was rushing me to sign it. So guess what you did? You signed my deliverables in your handwriting, right? Because you was rushing me. So you signed my deliverables. Kim Kardashian got her handwriting and her fingerprints all over my contract.
Ray J might not have even signed the contract himself. According to the allegations, Kim Kardashian signed the contract in his name, which last time I checked might be pretty effing illegal, but what do I know? And at the same time, if Kim is signing contracts in hers and Ray J's name, then this shit could not have been leaked without her consent, because she and Mommy Dearest orchestrated the entire S-tape from the very beginning, allegedly. And as for whether or not there's more than one tape,
and guess what? The third for the second they've been trying to play me on, that shit called Santa Barbara. Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the mother and said, hey, we're gonna go with the first one because the first one is better. It gives my daughter a better look than the second one that I made y'all go do. But you watched it? She made us, we'll get to that because I got all the proof on that too. I got all the emails, I got Kris Jenner, I got Kim walking into Vivid. Kim had on a white dress, I had on a white shirt. We walking into Vivid together with Kris. Like, it's over for them. Go on, this is an appetizer. Go up. I'm assuming you know the full story. This is just me being honest. 05, right? How it happened. Who brokered the deal? Who put it all together?
And this isn't the first time that this comes up. Later that day, Ray J drops what might be the biggest bombshell, even bigger than the possible existence of the other two tapes. I came up with this idea. Ideas need infrastructure. Kris got the infrastructure. Boom, it's a success. And you know, if it feels like kind of random timing, you should know better, okay? We've talked about this. The Kardashians are always up to something. If my last two docs in the series showed you anything, it is that. I believe they are always manipulating their audiences and the media for money, always lying and covering up shit, allegedly. And this hasn't gone unnoticed. In fact, Kim Kardashian, superstar, rose to number 13 on the hot corn videos in the United States on a well-known website just this year, inspiring some Reddit users to discuss it, saying she's literally following the playbook for the first time their show aired. It's so obvious. Oh right, and that's again because the Kardashians is premiering on Hulu this time. It's literally just the playbook happening all over again. In fact, in the very first episode of the Kardashians, Kim makes an arguably shitty quip that there might be another tape because, and I quote, "What if I was effing sleeping and he stuck a d up my ass?" I don't know. Nice one, Kim. Let's just go ahead and slide in a casual SA accusation while we're at it on this guy that you have manipulated for 15 years. Yeah, let's maybe accuse him of assaulting you. But quick, you know, send Kanye in to get the evidence. Kanye, our hero, yay!
He got me all of his back.
Oh my God.
And he flew home and got the computer. It was on the hard drive. And met up with Ray J at the airport and got it all back for me.
Oh, Kim.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but this really doesn't seem like they're keen on setting the record straight and letting this live in the past. But you know, what do I know? I am just some woman on the internet. And just when you thought the narrative was being controlled by the Kardashians again, Ray J goes on to show DM after DM of him talking to Kim shortly after the episode aired, saying, "Why are you playing games, Kim? I've been nothing but a team player. We had an agreement. Now you are trying to drag my name for your new show, and that ain't cool. Cool with a K. It F's up my business and relationships when we sat down with Steve Hirsch and your mom and we planned all of this together."
And you've heard it when people say your mother is pimping her children. The line between mom and manager.
It worked well, really. We just get each other, we vibe, it works.
All right, let's get waist deep in the shit that is the allegation that Kris Jenner, Kim's mom, actually helped orchestrate the S-tape. And y'all, I definitely want to hear your opinions about this. Leave me some comments. Here was what I was able to dig out. So Ray J alleges that Kris Jenner not only arranged for the release of the S-tape, but that Kris viewed multiple versions of the S-tape in order to choose which one made Kim look the best. Let me say that again. Kris Jenner, Kim's mother, viewed multiple S-tapes of her daughter before choosing one to release publicly for financial gain. I don't know about you, Steven, do you know, Penelope, okay? Susan, are you listening in the back? I don't know about y'all, but that's what an actual literal pimp does when prostituting someone. If you're not nauseous yet, you're about to be, as Ray J puts it. The third S-tape, or the second, they've been trying to play me on, that's called Santa Barbara S. Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the tape and said, "Hey, we're gonna go with the first one because the first one is better. It gives my daughter a better look than the second one that I made y'all do." This claim is serious, as in we're going to talk about the history of pimping kind of serious. So, you know, grab your notebooks, class in session. According to our old friend Wikipedia, procuring or pandering is the facilitation or provision of an S worker in the arrangement of an S act with a customer. A procurer, that word, called a pimp if male or a madam if female, though the term pimp has still extensively been used for female procurers as well, or a brothel keeper is an agent for S workers who collects part of their earnings. The procurer may receive this money in return for advertising services, physical protection, or for providing and possibly monopolizing a location where the S work may solicit clients. And pimping, I gotta say it like that because I don't know the machine, and pimping has been around since the 1600s, with the term originally meaning a person who panders to an undesirable or immoral impulse, or a person who arranges opportunities for S encounters with an S worker. Historically, including today, women and queer individuals are forced into pimping, with P-I-M-ping, with the average age being around 12 to 14 years old. To put that into context, if these S workers have ovaries, they have usually only just gotten their first period. That's how young they are. Now, if it sounds far-fetched that Kris may have been Kim's madam based on this logic, it's actually not. Even Oprah asked the same question in an interview with Kim.
And you've heard it when people say your mother is pimping her children.
I think that's so ridiculous because, first of all,
She's our mom.
we'd have to hire a manager. So regardless, someone is going to get that. No one will fight harder for you than your own mother. She knows us. She knows all of our moods. Whether, you know, sometimes Khloe and her are like, mom, manager, and they go back and forth.
You're very clear on that, though. You don't have to go back and forth. You know the line between mom and manager.
They work well, really. We just get each other. We vibe. Okay. It works.
And Candace Owens joined in recently. Trigger warning, I am not a Candace Owens fan in the slightest, but I'm going to play this quote verbatim because I need y'all to hear the level of horror around this.
Not only should we be completely disgusted by the idea that a mother, I just had a daughter, that a mother would sit down and watch various tapes of her daughter having sex with a boyfriend out of wedlock, and then say, let's sell this tape. This is the best one. You look the best in this tape. This will make you the most famous. Not only is that disgusting, but then that her plan worked.
Oh, it worked all right, but I digress.
I now hold the opinion that Kim Kardashian is a prostitute, and I'm not going to edit this opinion. Her mother is a pimp.
Now, don't forget, Kris and Kim both had front row seats to Paris's S-tape leak and her subsequent rise to fame. So who's to say one or both of them weren't inspired? And Kim was only 21, 22 at most during the time of the filming of this tape. Now, if you have seen my doc on Jeanette McCurdy, where we get into the signs and effects of mother-daughter abuse, you'd remember that it is severely underreported and often takes years of therapy to come to terms with. But the thing that I asked to like really flip it on its head, what if Kris Jenner, all of these things happened, what if Kris had been Kim's father? Would we all be reacting differently to a man, to a father, exploiting, watching, and choosing the best angles and the best tape, and then selling out his daughter's S-tape for money? So then I wonder, why is it generally regarded as nothing more than a blip when Kris, her mother, allegedly does it? We would be disgusted if the father did that. Why is this any different? If Kim's father had pimped her out, would we be rallying around Kim, like kind of asking her to realize that she had been violated by someone she trusted for cold, hard cash? Or would we see it as just another attempt to build and keep afloat the Kardashian empire at any cost? Like, this is why, one of the many reasons why I don't F with Kris Jenner. And if you haven't seen my full doc on Kris Jenner, you should check it out. Linked below. All right, class dismissed. Okay, I think we need a hefty kitty cleanser after that. And who better to feature than Miss Moose, the plumpiest little moose from the billing department foster babies. Once again, y'all, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone so far who has gotten their brand new Petty University apparel items from the Dropout collection. The shop is linked below and in the pinned comment. You can shop now, as well as the limited edition Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale. well. I am beyond excited for you all to have these new pieces. I spent so long designing and testing and wearing them, and I'm just so happy that you're all loving the new merch drop as much as I have loved making it for you all. Again, there are brand new designs, brand new ultra premium hoodies and crew necks, matching sets. The entire collection was designed so that you could mix and match to create your perfect set. We have super comfy joggers, beanies, and the most amazing, warm, super dope Petty University varsity jacket. And because y'all asked so much for it, wow, did y'all just kind of blow me away asking, I have restocked some of the best sellers from the previous collections, and those are on a special limited time only Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. So you can grab up new items and some from the previous collection if you don't have, and join us in the Petty University community. The shop is linked below and in the pinned comment. A couple of shout outs from my last doc, The Dark Truth of Kris Jenner. First shout out goes to George's Art, who says, when Swoop announced a merch drop, I was excited. A surprise doc, the second doc this week. I have no words for how stoked I am. We are not worthy, but honey, you are worthy. That's why I am making all of these docs. I am putting in the work. And the second shout out goes to Beyond Help, who says, getting my Swoop flicks on. Listen, okay, it is my dream to get a show and a film on Netflix. I am committed. It is going to happen. So from your lips to Netflix's ears, okay? If you want to be my next Twitter shout out, make sure to follow me on Twitter at SpankyV, linked below, and retweet this video right here. Also hit me up on Instagram, linked in the description. That's where I post most often and respond to a ton of your DMs. Be sure to check my link below at kenzie.com and use code 50swoop to get $50 off your Kenzie IPL device and be on your way to smooth, bump-free hairless legs and pits in no time, because you deserve it, honey. Be sure to check out geology.com and use code swoop70 to get 70% off a skincare trial and 30% off the co-wash, and treat yourself to the skin and hair care you deserve, honey. So lately, S-tapes are a dying breed. Between the rise of OnlyFans, the expectation for celebrities to pose and act nude in nearly every movie and television show under the sun, and the constant photo leaks by hackers, it seems like celebrity corn just isn't hitting the same, and it's certainly not as profitable. For Kim and Kris, Kim Kardashian superstar, launched Keeping Up with the Kardashians into the stratosphere, giving them a platform to go into every industry under the sun, influencing hundreds of millions of people, many of which are children. And to this day, according to Harper's Bazaar, Kim herself is valued at a whopping $1 billion, with Kris coming in at a cool $190 million thanks to her cuts as momager, and she's probably worth a lot more than that. As for Ray J has his Raycon, which was valued at $25.1 million. So my guess is he's doing fine financially, but mentally, not so much. And that's what sucks about this whole situation. As he puts it, I just want to clear my name, man. I'm fighting for my kids to know that their daddy is a great person who respects everybody. Whether or not a lawsuit is on the horizon is currently unknown, but what we do know is that all of this is shady as hell, and I will certainly be keeping my eye on it. And you know, in the meantime, be careful out there. Stay petty, stay ready. Class dismissed. Swoop!